It's Dustin with Iwouldcampthat. Thank you for joining me today. Had full intention of being outside, having the camera on the tripod so it wasn't moving around, and just sitting outside to chat with you folks today. It's a beautiful day, but go figure, the wind is horrendous at some point, so we're just going to do this talk in the back of the truck. So first and foremost, I know some of you are probably wondering where we've been. Earlier in August, I said that we were working on a camping series, our next big series. Sincerely apologize for that. I'm going to explain what happened with that, and there's also some other stuff to talk about as well too, just to explain why we haven't been around for the last couple of months. First and foremost, I want to say we're not quitting. We're still going forward. We're still doing the channel. I did have to take a break for a couple of months, and in hindsight, I'm really glad that I did. And again, I'll explain why. And I want to say a huge thank you to all of you, our viewers, whether you're just tuning in for the first time today, welcome. Whether you've seen a few of our videos, whether you've tuned in with us from the beginning, thank you so much. You folks are wonderful. We absolutely love the comments, whether it's, hey, it looks like a great camp, or hey, I like the way you do this, or hey, I do it this way, maybe you should try this. We've gotten some great suggestions, constructive criticism, and all that from other campers, and it's been fantastic. I absolutely love doing this. Rita and I have had so much fun. We've built some great memories doing these camping adventures, and we want to keep doing that going forward. So onto the trip, the series that we were promising you folks. So there isn't going to be a series, not yet. We are already planning to go back there as soon as we can and do a redo of it. The area that we were doing the series on is called the Crow's Nest Pass, Southwest Alberta. It's a collection of towns built over coal mines, rich history in mining, very tragic history. A lot of very terrible, disastrous things happen there. It's a really interesting place. The trip itself was fantastic. No issues with the rig. It was really hot the first couple of nights we were out there. So drinking lots of water, windows wide open. We had fans going, and dunking our heads in streams and lakes whenever we got the chance, just to stay cool. What happened was we were using the GoPro, and this trip gave me a great opportunity to get comfortable with the GoPro. I'm still learning all the different ins and outs of it, but very comfortable with using it now. So expect to see that in our future videos. What happened was I had a good portion of our footage on a 256 gigabyte memory card. The card unfortunately got damaged, and the footage is not recoverable. So that was a huge bulk of our footage. I did not bring a portable hard drive because I have not had the best experience with portable hard drives. I had an 8 terabyte one at home that literally got just a little bump, and it stopped working. So that was unfortunately my undoing, is not bringing one of those. I have come up with a strategy for the future, which I'll touch on in a future video, of how we're going to address that and how we are going to safely bring a portable hard drive with us, with minimal risk of it actually getting bumped or damaged. So unfortunately, the series that we promised you, I sincerely apologize. It is not going to be coming as soon as we wanted it. We're disappointed about that too. But, and I mean, when it did happen, I was pretty upset. But Rita and I talked about it. I gave myself some time to kind of process what happened. It could always be a lot worse. I mean, at least the trip itself was good. Neither of us got hurt. We didn't wind up getting 4 flat tires. The truck didn't spontaneously combust and reduce itself to ashes, so we had to walk home. It could always be worse. But Rita and I discussed already, and we enjoyed the trip so much. It was a lot of fun. It was great to finally get out there. We didn't pay for a single camping spot. There's so much crown land out there. So when we get the chance next year, we're going to try to get out there again and just go out again. Some of the memories we got on camera before are lost. I have bits and pieces of footage that wasn't on the GoPro. A lot of it was done on the GoPro because, new camera, wanted to play with it. Phenomenal camera. Absolutely phenomenal for anybody who uses GoPros. So that's the plan, is for next year. For now, we're just going to do business as usual, get back on the saddle, do some camping adventures, do some other stuff, and then we'll let you folks know when we get back out to that area again. I know it's disappointing when things don't work out, but as we all know, sometimes in the truck camper life or the content creation life, things don't always go as planned, and our mistakes are often our best teachers, so we'll be a lot more prepared next time. I think we might also try to go not in August next time too, because it was so unbearably hot, and like I can handle the heat okay. Rita was really struggling. We didn't even bring Sunny with us because she just would have been miserable. So she stayed home and had a nice little staycation while we were gone. So there's something else I want to talk to you folks about as well, that was the main reason why I had to take a couple of months away. So over the summer, I started to feel not okay. I've mentioned in a bunch of our videos that I'm a shift worker. I do rotating days and nights. That is hard on the body. Switching back from nights to days especially is the worst for me. Like, camping is usually my strategy for that, because camping just kind of kicks my butt back into being a morning person. But I got to a point where I was feeling really burnt out, really tired all the time, lethargic, depressed, irritable, like just the smallest little things setting me off. And I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And I thought to myself, okay, maybe I'm just getting burnt out with work. Maybe the night shifts are catching up with me. I mean, I'm not getting any younger. They do get harder to do as you get older. But, and then when we came up to this trip, the one that unfortunately we lost a bunch of footage and we're going to have to do again, even the first few days, actually most of the trip, I didn't feel like myself. Like, I remember every other trip I've gone on, when I go out and I get on the road, yeah, I might not be super into it the first day because I'm kind of just easing into it and all that. But usually by like day 2, I feel amazing. I feel free. I feel like stress just washing off of me, cascading off of me like a waterfall, but not this time. Everywhere we went, like, beautiful sights. We went on some hikes. We saw a lot of touristy stuff. There's a lot of like abandoned buildings and stuff that we like to explore out there too. But everywhere we went, it was I felt like I was just kind of like fake it till you make it. I just did not feel right. I did not feel like myself. And when we got back from the trip, I just wasn't handling things well. Like what happened with the memory card, I took that really hard when in reality, like I said, things could be so much worse. It's not the end of the world. It's very much a first world problem. But I just didn't feel rested. I remember going back my first day back to work and I felt like cheated because I was just like, I don't feel really any better than I did prior to leaving. So this continued. I went through a full round. I went through nights and not doing good. I was switching back from nights. I would sleep for 8 hours and then I would wake up for maybe 2. And then I was back to sleep for like another 6 hours. Like I had no energy. I felt sick. I felt depressed. And then when I got back to day shifts, I thought, okay, well, maybe I'm just having a bad switch back from nights, but it just continued. Like I went through another day set and I still Like I was dragging my butt out of bed in the morning. I was going to work. I was just sluggishly getting through the day. And then I'd go home, drop all my stuff on the floor and go straight to bed. Like that's just how bad it was. So I got some blood work done. I've mentioned before that I have a thyroid issue. So I thought maybe I need an increase in my dosage for my thyroid. I'm really glad I got the blood work done because turns out my thyroid's fine. I've been taking the same medication dosage since I was 19. So, and it's still doing the trick. In my family, so not coming as a surprise here, it does run in the family. It turns out I have type 2 diabetes. And as soon as the doctor told me that, she's like, "You're handling this quite well." And I was like, I'm just relieved because type 2 diabetes is something you can manage. Some people can manage it. Right now, I'm not even on medication. We're just doing, very strict diet with the food and exercise and all that stuff, which are things that I already eat moderately healthy as it is. And, I like going to the gym and I do a lot of walking and even sneak in some running stairs at work. So that works out really well for me for this new normal. But I'm just thankful to know what it is because at the time of recording this video, I got diagnosed about 3 weeks ago. Started withdrawing from sugar. I still have like a little bit of sugar. Like, for example, I'll have like plain rice cakes, peanut butter, like a light version of peanut butter with like 1 gram of sugar per 2 tablespoons. So I'll just make sure I don't have more than 2 tablespoons a day. But a lot of the foods, snacks, whatever I have are little to no sugar. And withdrawing from sugar sucks. It absolutely sucks. Like headaches, feeling lethargic, feeling like brain foggy, like you can't focus on anything. When I got the diagnosis, I ended up taking the rest of the set off from work and I just gave myself like a week at home to just adjust. And 3 weeks later, I feel amazing. I feel healthier than I have in a while. I actually, the first clue that I'm like, okay, something's seriously wrong is during that 2 months that I took off, I didn't even want to go camping. I'd look at the truck and I'd be like, no, I don't, no. Like just so low energy, so fatigued that the idea of going out and doing something I love that gives me joy just seemed like a chore. And I'm like, no. So that was my first real clue that something was wrong. But anyways, folks, sorry if this ended up being a bit long. I was trying to keep this as short as possible. Just a lot I wanted to share with you folks. I appreciate all of you that have supported us through this journey and continue to do so. I just want you to know that we are okay. I'm okay. I'm really thankful that, it's something that I can manage and live with rather than, getting a diagnosis like, hey, it's something super serious. You might not be around in a few years, right? Like that's always a possibility too. So just want you to know we are going to be continuing business as usual, getting out for camps. Actually, Rita and I are just getting ready to go out for a couple of nights starting tonight. So expect to see some new content from us here in the near future. And yeah, we'll see what other kinds of adventures and trouble we can get up to. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and thanks for being here. We really appreciate you folks. Stay classy, and we will see you on our next adventure.